one, as human beings, all one, members of one Nigerian nation, build on the boundaries, on the borders of unity, build and deepen our unity, and then work to improve our common humanity.
That's the governor of Bayelsa State, Seriake Dixon. To politics now, a former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, has emerged as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the June 21st governorship elections in the state. Mr. Fayose polled 462 votes out of a total of 477 votes cast in the party's primary election held in the state capital, Ado-Ekiti, while the immediate past Minister of Police Affairs, Caleb Olubolade, scored 7 votes to emerge second. Announcing the results, the leader of the PDP panel, Mr. Peter Odili, said a total of 544 delegates were accredited for the poll, out of which 4 were declared invalid. The president has conferred with Pope Francis I on the promotion of interfaith dialogue in Nigeria and other parts of the world to foster greater global peace and security. Speaking to journalists after his private meeting with the Pope at the Vatican City, President Goodluck Jonathan commended the pontiff for his commitment to dialogue across faiths, adding that his administration is also focused on promoting religious harmony in Nigeria. State House correspondent Chukwuma Onekusi reports from the Vatican.
Warm reception awaited the President and the First Lady and other members of the delegation as they made their way into the Apostolic Palace. The President did not visit Pope Francis empty-handed, as gifts came from both ends. The servo, the papal handshakes and kisses that may be unforgettable in the lifetime of any ardent Christian. In their meeting, the President assured the Pope of diligence in the administration's effort to alleviate poverty in the land. He gave the Pope an update on the interfaith program in Nigeria.
I come here to interface with the Pope, ask for the blessings, for the prayers, and also to commend them for what they've been doing in terms of assisting Nigeria in form of prayers. The Pope has always been showing concerns about the crisis we have in the country. He's been advocating the need for us as a world to drive away poverty, to make sure that the ordinary people of this world are in position to live a decent life. This has been his belief, and we have to encourage them, we have to interface with them and see the linkages, how this country can also link up with the Vatican to ensure that these things are done successfully back home.
And on the assurance from Pope Francis,
he agreed to work with us, which they have been working with us. I promise he will also find time to visit Nigeria.
Before leaving the Vatican, President Jonathan also conferred with the Vatican Secretary of State, Monsignor Pietro Parolin. He had received Nigeria's Vatican-based Cardinal Francis Arinze earlier in the day at the St. Regis Hotel in Rome. Some Nigerians resident in Italy thronged the venue to behold their president as he made his way out of the Holy See. The first time Dr. Jonathan was here, he came as vice president in 2009. Now he met with the Pope as the president. Observers will be looking out to see how this visit will cement the relationship between the two countries and, of course, lead to the development of Nigeria. From the Vatican City, Chukwuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.
We're taking a break now. When News Track returns, a group kicks against the poor representation of youths at the National Conference. That's in a moment. Join us again.
The world is an ever-changing global village. Hunger, conflict, and the quest to maintain established territories form the next frontier of discussions that determine the world we choose to live in. Every word, every discussion, every agreement or disagreement is crucial. Be part of the next frontier. Be part of Diplomatic Channel, only on Channels Television.
The highs and lows of the economy touch every part of our daily lives. Understanding its dynamics can be the difference between swimming with the tide or struggling against it. Analyzing government policies and how they shape the economy is what we do every workday. From the financial sector, maritime, the SMEs, telecom to aviation, we engage policymakers and operators in the economy. Watch Business Morning live, Mondays to Fridays, only on Channels Television.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And do remember that all our top stories and other programs are on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And there's something else you can do. Interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap on the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures, and videos. The delegates to the National Conference will reconvene tomorrow in Abuja to continue deliberations on the way forward for the country. The 492-man National Conference was inaugurated in Abuja by the President with a charge to ensure ethnic interest and pursue genuine national unity amongst Nigerians. The delegates took a break after the inauguration to attend to administration issues. Deliberations at the conference will last for 3 months, and members are free to discuss all issues except the indivisibility of Nigeria. The conference chairman is Justice Idris Kutige, and his deputy is Professor Bola Akinyemi. And the National Conference will swing into full action as tomorrow when the delegates will start discussing the President's speech at its inauguration. The leadership of the conference and delegates have engaged themselves in administration issues in the past few days, but there appears to be some other things they need to take a closer look at as they plan to engage in real discussions. Well, a group known as the Southwest Consultative Forum in Lagos has frowned at the poor representation of the youths at the National Conference, as our political correspondent Seun Okibaloye reports.
The inauguration of the National Conference over and the discourse set to commence in earnest on Monday. One would think all concerns are now laid to rest, especially as relating to the composition of the delegates.
Free of
in Lagos,
corruption,
a group known as the Southwest Consultative Forum is not happy with the majority of the delegates at the National Conference. At this press briefing, the group highlights some of the major concerns, some of which includes the selection process of the delegates and inadequate representation of the people living with disabilities. The group also says delegates' representation does not adequately cater for the huge number of the Nigerian youth population, with 75% of the conference delegates are between the ages of 60 and 85.
Who agitated for the conference? It's the people, the young people of this country that have agitated for this conference. Yes, it started 20 years ago by the elderly people. By the time the young people caught on to it, understood the issues and the agenda, they locked onto it. So how can we now have a conference today where the youth that it concerns, that is more pertinent about, are out? This particular case, we have 75% that have been left behind. 75% of the population that's left behind. And therefore, the Constitution must address a fundamental issue of re-engaging the youth. It has to. There has to be special provisions.
The group is adding its voice to the call that the outcome of the National Conference be subjected to a referendum, that it must not be allowed to go in the way of previous conferences. With the position taken by this group, the delegates and the leadership of the National Conference surely have their work cut out for them, and it is certain that many Nigerians will now be watching closely from the sidelines as the day goes by. Seun Okibaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
On the immigration recruitment exercise, legal practitioner Femi Falana is against the proposed National Assembly investigation into the last immigration recruitment test across the country. The legal practitioner says agencies like the National Human Rights Commission, that's the NHRC, and the Nigerian Police Force should be allowed to carry